Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. October 22, 2019, the What Else Haven't You Told Us edition. First up from the Washington Post, a group of top economists have just made the case of why we still need English majors. English majors are down nearly 25% since the Great Recession or the Bush recession. But now top economists say we need more storytellers. It's the biggest drop for any major in quite some time. And the humanities, indeed, majors have slumped to their lowest levels in decades. So economists have picked up the call for more English majors, more qualitative studies, more traditional liberal arts degrees, because they recognize the value that someone's got to put a story to all these numbers and data that people are creating. Next up from the Wall Street Journal, WeWork's precipitous fall continues as Softbank has basically taken over the company through a emergency financing option. It will slash the co-working company's valuation to about $8 billion, but it does alleviate a looming cash crunch. The fall of Softbank has really been swift. Adam Neumann had a valuation this summer of nearly $80 billion, and over the summer and with a proposed initial public offering, the value continued to plunge so much that the IPO had to be pulled. It's really unclear if this company was ever a real company or really going to make any money. It never has. And at the rate that Neumann burned through cash, coupled with his draconian governance provisions, that he basically had a 20-to-1 stock voting rights options, or stock voting rights rather, just crippled the company going forward. He was ejected as CEO, and now the company itself looks like it's going to be taken over by SoftBank, so good luck, SoftBank. Finally, next from NBC News, the Lebanese Prime Minister agrees to reform amid massive anti-corruption protests. So we have another country where anti-corruption protests have led governmental change. Obviously, that's what started the Arab Spring, and we saw that in Hungary as well. So it's great to see a government actually responding to the majority will of the people, and the corruption issues literally across the globe are things that people really care about. So the more corrupt the government is, the more likelihood there's going to be public disturbances over that. Finally, from the New York Times, it's just another damning story about Boeing. A board meeting after the release of information from the pilot who played a central role in the plane's development, that the automated system that played a part in the crashes, that he either intentionally or unintentionally misled regulators about this system. The pilot, Mark Faulkner, were revealed just a week before. The former CEO and chairman of the board, Mr. Muhlenberg, Dennis Muhlenberg, was stripped of the board chairmanship. The FAA has weighed in and apparently is extraordinarily upset about this. FAA Administrator Stephen Dixon has been frustrated and was very frustrated to learn about these messages from Mark Faulkner. Only last week, apparently months after the DOJ had reviewed him, he sent Mr. Muhlenberg a terse letter demanding an explanation. Muhlenberg is scheduled to go in front of Congress for more circus hearings, and Boeing stock has taken a precipitous dip. So things are not good for Boeing right now, and they're certainly not looking any better. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.